Hey, welcome back to Planet Hex and my VHS Life. It is what it is, and I'm enjoying it. Mostly. Today I've been hanging out with kids and we've been to the arcade and fun station here in Nottingham City Centre. We went to Forbidden Planet, we went for lunch and a lot of other cool stuff besides. Here's what that looked like. It's been a fun day. I've really enjoyed that. The kids have really enjoyed it. They're pretending to be asleep in bed at the moment, so I'll carry on, shall I? I am the author of some books, VHS My Brain and VHS My Brain 2 The Revenge, and I have some news about those. So the first thing I'm going to talk about this week is this. So, brand new VHS My Brain titles coming this year and next. So I've mentioned already that there will be an omnibus edition of VHS My Brain, a revised edition of VHS My Brain 2 The Revenge coming to Kindle. There's not been a digital version of either one, so there is going to be a digital omnibus of those two. But that's not what this announcement is about. This is about 3 new titles. So these are not direct sequels. These are not VHS My Brain 3, 4 and 5. Not in name anyway, in spirit they are, but not in name. These are spin-offs from the 2 initial books, and I think you're going to really enjoy these. The first one, which will be out this year after the omnibus, is nearing completion already. Surprise! And then there'll be 2 more in 2026. Why am I doing more of these? Because there is so much to say about this stuff. There is so much to enjoy about this stuff, and the deeper I get into it, the more I find out that I want to share with people. So look out for more news about those very, very soon. So on this episode, I've given you the book news. Let's go and check out what's been going on in the world of VHS culture. And this week there's been some decent stories that have popped up that I was surprised about. There hasn't been loads of them recently, so I am really pleased to check these out. Before I go on, I must show you. My son Alex's friend Faith's stepfather Adam has 3D printed me a VHS logo. Thank you so much, dude. That lives on the shelves with my tapes now. So I love this so much. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. It looks so cool. Yeah, we hung out in comic shops, so there's comics and stuff being picked up, and I've revisited Underworld, the much debated Clive Barker movie. I think Clive Barker has actually, disowned this, but it is fun. The design of it is fantastic, and for people of a certain age in England, it has that sort of 80s TV movie vibe about it, which is just really lovely to revisit. The copy I picked up from eBay is surprisingly clear, even on the 4K TV. I don't currently have a CRT, so please don't hold that against me, but I've been playing these on a 4K TV, and surprisingly they look really good. I am quite flabbergasted by that. But yes, new VHS My Brain books coming out. I'm looking at some more con appearances throughout the latter half of this year and into next year as well, so I might pop up in a town near you. Probably not if you're outside the Midlands or the north of England, but you never know what happens. If you knew of any cons that might be fun for me to show up at, please do let me know in the comments below. That'd be really appreciated. So what's been going on in the VHS world this week? Well, so of course there's always a story about VHS tapes worth money and what your tapes may well be worth. Quite often they're not worth anything or very little, or they'll be worth a few quid to collectors. So always take these things with a pinch of salt. Very large rock of salt, like one of those salt lamps. That's how much salt you need to take these with, because these are not always accurate. However, on here there are some that come to mind that could be interesting, at least, like stuff like Top Gun, Gremlins, but there are editions of things like They Live. Apparently there's a sealed edition sold for over £1,000. Mine was about 15, I think, if that. So it would need to be sealed and it need to be minty. There's a lot of buts with these things. There's a lot of buts. That was a great hand gesture to make when I said that, wasn't it? What else is on this list? We've got Stand By Me, okay. None of these are really going to get you an absolute fortune, but it's interesting to see what some of them have sold for when they're really high quality, high condition. There's a copy of Batman, the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson in it. First edition factory sealed copies have fetched up to £1,178 on eBay, but these are going to be factory sealed, and there's not going to be many of those around. So just be aware that the ones in your loft, the ones that you got hidden away in the mouldy cupboard behind all the secret socks, we know they're not going to fetch a fortune, but always check out the prices of what things are going for. So the next story I want to bring up here, this one tickled me. Get your hands on the limited edition Terrifier glow-in-the-dark VHS tape. It's a red VHS tape. I love the Terrifier movies. The first one's great. The second one is a much better film, but it's too long, and the third one is also too long. But they're great fun movies, great horror movies. But there is this limited edition glow-in-the-dark red tape, limited to 250 copies. So yeah, there's two versions: standard slipcase, the new art, and a book box that contains the glowing red one. That is really cool. Look at the artwork on that. Nice classic style artwork. That looks more like there's been some effort put into the artwork as well, which I cannot say about most movie posters these days. I don't know if there's AI involved, but a lot of movie posters just look kind of thrown together. However, this one looks like there's been some thought put into it, so that is good. I mean, look at that. That's fantastic. That is so good. Oh, but it's the States, so no chance over here, but it's nice to know that that is around. There's a really interesting piece posted over on /film, which I don't visit there very often, and I really should, entitled "What Does VHS Stand For?" This went up on the 17th, and this is quite an in-depth article on the history, the rise and fall of VHS, what it meant to people, how wide its reach was, and the eventual downfall with things like Netflix and the internet, basically, and DVD. See, DVD was a weird one because it kind of wiped VHS out instantly and has hung on ever since, and that's a long time. You know, we're looking back to like the late 90s now, and that's 26 years ago. So DVD has held on a long time. Yeah, I know not many people buy them now. I still do sometimes, but they are still going. They are still available. As was VHS when it finally died. It had been around since the 70s, and that was like, you know, it was almost 30 years. So DVD literally is the follow-on to VHS, but it's never going to be as beloved because they were cheaper to produce, and the quality of what was often on them not ideal, and there's just so many of them were produced that they're not going to have that same sort of level of collectability or that same level of love that the humble VHS tape still has these days. Now, the last of these culture stories before we go and check out some tapes over on eBay. I'm really jealous that I'm not able to see this. Now, this is a story on livewirecalgary.com about a play going on in Calgary called Return to Empire Video. Please return to Empire Video, which rewinds the sweet nostalgia of VHS. Look at that set. That is so good. That is so cool. And I love the idea of a play being set in a video rental store. Lunchbox Theatre's latest play is taking audiences back to 2003 when the VHS was on the way out and the DVD was becoming the reigning champ. A half decade before Netflix started mailing out movies. To catch a Friday night flick, it was either going to the theatre or the local video store. There's something about this that really captures me, because anything that is set in a static location, it's favourites of mine, like Black Books. I love Black Books. Clerks, again. These are set in at one single place where people come in. Or my favourite movie, my favourite movie of all time is High Fidelity with John Cusack as Rob Gordon. It's way better than the book. Really love that movie. But again, largely set in one place around the record store. And things that are set in that one place, they give the characters a lot of opportunity to shine, and the situation a lot of opportunity to shine. And those films can actually be kind of theatrical in how they are put together. And I just wish I could see this. This is over in Calgary, so if you're ever in Canada, please do go and see this. and support it. It just looks, it sounds so fun, and I wish I could join in with seeing something like that, and it's just so cool to know this stuff is out there. So yeah, please return to Empire Video, rewind sweet nostalgia of VHS. I will see if there's any clips later on over on YouTube that I can check out about that, and yeah, very, very jealous. So over to eBay. Let's go check out some tapes that aren't available at the moment. I have done a search just for horror VHSX rental. I've seen some of these this week, and I've bid on some of these this week, but I don't think I'm going to go any further with some of them. Like I saw this pre and post horror job lot, Vestron videos, and there's some great tapes in there, such as Killer Clowns, which I've already got 2 copies of, but there's Crawl Space and Monolith in there. And that's a really cool lot, but it's a bit outside my budget there now. So almost 2 days left on it, so less than a day left on it now, and it's £31.03, which is a bit outside what I want to pay for tapes at the moment. But what else have we got? Let's take a look. So always on the lookout for stuff that looks of decent price, and then you can look at the person's other listings, such as this copy of Sleepwalkers. Oh, it's the dude that puts please read description. So there's often a lot of good tapes here, but you always do have to check out the state they're in. Oh, there's no mold there. That's all right. That's okay. So I'm going to go over there because I think this guy had a copy of Creepazoids that I had my eye on. It's Demons 2, love Demons movies, and he still needs to do something on Demons 2, and the various films that claim to be Demons 3. Still needs to do that. Mausoleum. Oh, the Darkman sequels. Darkman 2 and 3 went straight to video and were surprisingly solid, to be honest. Darkman was a great movie. Basket Case 2 for $9.04, that's not bad. It's on Medusa as well. I went around town wearing a Medusa t-shirt today, Medusa home video t-shirt. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick that one up though. But where is that copy of Creepazoids? Oh, Waxwork. Waxwork is great. Stendhal Syndrome, I've just bought a copy of Stendhal Syndrome on tape. It was cheaper than that. Not by much, but it was cheaper than that. There's some great stuff here. Ooh, Reanimator on big box. Puppet Master on big box. These are not terrible prices either. Yeah, there's £3 postage as well, but these are not outlandish prices. You know, where people are putting like 20 quid or so price on these things. These are decent prices on this guy's thing. And with things like the Jackie Chan one there, the seller here knows what they're doing and is pricing things accordingly. Dream Lover, Maniac Cop 2. There's the Creepazoids. I think that might actually be me that's bid on that. Oh no, it isn't. But I will bid on that. I will go and bid on Creepazoids. I'll put 11 quid in. See how we go. I love Creepazoids. I've seen it so many times and I love it dearly. Yeah, it also has Linnea Quigley in it, and you know my thoughts on Linnea Quigley if you're a long-time viewer of the channel. First Power, Cellar Dweller. Yeah, higher price on Cellar Dweller, understandable. There's the Imp there, so Slimeball, go on, Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama, otherwise known as, but that is retitled as the Imp and re-edited for the UK. Oh, Jesus. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the worst film I've ever seen at the cinema. Oh my god. No. It's one of the few films where I've actually felt really sorry for the cast while watching it. I know they got paid for it, but they should have got paid more for being in that steaming heap. Which is a shame because I like the first one. Not a fan of the remake though. Oh, there's the original Darkman and the other Darkman sequel, Darkman Die with Jeff Fahey in it. There's some cool tapes on here. Wow, there's pages and pages of them. Top Gun. See? Not thousands. 2152. Not bad. Mysteries of the Gods. Don't know that one. I'm for the Hippopotamus. Okay. Again, oh, that's the same Stendhal Syndrome. Incubus. Some cool stuff there. What's that Spookies going for? 31.92. Mike's Spookies was like 99p. Bah! Arena, great Empire movie. Ah, Video Dead. 47.52. Ah! Is that the reversible cover? Yep, it's the reversible cover. You can't really see it, but I have it framed there, the poster for Video Dead. I missed that tape. I had it. That is my grail to one day get back the original. I won't have one with the line down it. Medusa Home Video Edition of the Video Dead, and I would have that cover, not that one. That one. I'd have that cover out because that was perfect. I missed that tape. I will get it again one day. It will be mine again one day. If people keep buying the books, it'll make it a bit easier. Little hint there. Little hint. Do what you like. There's a lot of good ones there. That's cool. Right, let's have a look at this Sleepwalker here. That's the same one I was looking at. Let's go back to the listings and see what we've got else. What else we've got? One in black. That Creepshow's cool. I had that one only briefly. Needed the moolah. Really regret selling it. Don't sell stuff that you will regret selling in future, please. You will feel bad about it. Then you'll start shopping online for them all over again and wind up making YouTube videos about it where you tell people that you really regret doing it. Don't know who I could be referring to there at all. Cutting class. There's the Creepazoids again. Right, let's have a look at what's ending soonest. I'm curious to see what things are selling for at the moment. So let's have a look at ending soonest. Some of these are going to be a lot higher. So we've got Gruesome Twosome from Midnight Video. That's over in the States. Let's switch this to UK. This doesn't overcomplicate things there. So, Alien Terror. One of the VTC tapes, the ones with the gold, blue and yellow cases. Love those, of the artwork on them. Love the little frame for the cover art on it. With no bids on it. Finishes in 12 hours, 43 minutes. No bids on it at 52.72. Or buy it now for 73.52. That seems a little bit high. Excuse me. It's cider. It's gassy. That seems a bit high for me. I think that tape, with the way finances are at the moment, I would say 30, and then a buy it now of 40 personally. But that's entirely up to the seller, and also up to what people want to pay for it. That's entirely up to them. Body Snatchers, Brain Dead for 12.16, Night Train to Terror for 31.92, Blood Diner, that's gone up a lot. Is that the? It's not the same seller with the high tape up there, is it? No, it's a different seller. But that's quite a high. That's quite a high price for that. I used to see that in like maybe a year or two ago on eBay for about £5. It's never been that high before that I'm aware of. Lots of copies of Stendhal Syndrome. Really love that movie. Ooh, Creeps. Excellent. That is a full moon movie. I'm going to go have a look at their other ones, see what else they've got. They might have got some other full moon goodies. Nightmare Maker. That's cool. Otherwise known as Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker in the original Atlantis big box. I'm going to have a look at that. A friend of mine from the VHS scene actually gave me a copy of that for free, because he'd seen I'd written about it in the book, and I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it at all. The Beyond. Love the Beyond. Not a bad price for the Beyond. Witch Bitch, what a name. Otherwise known as Death Spa. You can watch Death Spa free on the internet. Cemetery Man. I thought it was Michael Jackson on the front of that then. And Cellar Dweller. See, prices are sometimes crazy and sometimes not. It does really depend on the seller you're looking at and what you're after. What was that? Creepshow 2, 26.72. Not worth it, mate. So, I've bid on the the Creepazoids anyway, and I'm also getting a repro of the poster, which I think I'm going to put in my bedroom. At the moment, what have I got in there? I've got a picture of Max Headroom framed, and I've got the original video store poster for Trick or Treat, which I have shown on the channel before. What else have we got here? Power Angel Hellgate. You used to see Hellgate all the time for like £3 in various places. Subspecies 4, £8 for that. That's not bad. Okay, 2. Warlock and Warlock 3, not bad. Savage Weekend on Video Movies, that is That is scarce. Let's see what's on the back of that. That is quite scarce, so that is a very good price for that. You do not see that around often. Inferno. Can't go wrong. 1632, that's fine. Bloody Birthday, 1632. Again, is that in one of the big tape cases? No, that's in a puffy case. That's all right. But it was in one of those huge plastic cassette cases. Okay, I'm going to get open Ghost Keeper as well, because that is one that I'm just curious as to why that is up for such a high price. That, if it's probably an Apex video. Is that an Apex release? Yep, it's an Apex release. Look, there it is in the corner. That was the cheap brand that you would see in the markets and discount stores and stuff like that. So I'm curious as to know why that is at such a high price for such a low quality tape. The label's not even on the right way. And why am I pointing? It's there. Look at that. The label's not even on properly. Maybe that's made it more collectible. I don't know. But it's cool to see these things are around there. So always check other people's listings. This Savage Weekend, let's have a look at this. That is cool. Video movies from Hakushin. That's cool. You gotta love it when there's no artwork on the back. Yeah, that's very cool. Oh, some mold. Yeah, there's mold on there. That is a shame. However, there are ways to get the mold off there, but that is a shame that that's on there. But worth a look if that's your sort of thing. And judging by the background there, there's lots and lots of tapes there that are worth a look at. So let's have a look at the Creeps and what this seller's got on the other listings. So this is formerly a Blockbuster tape. I bought a bunch like that and a bunch of DVDs that were cheap and so on. Often absolute crap, but the Creeps is not. This is a lot of fun. See what else there's in there. Oh, the Curse. Okay. The Mr. Bean VHS, and then it goes random. Okay, fair enough. But cool to see that on there. Not a terrible price. Nightmare Maker. Yeah, this was a really cool one. I loved this because it was. I always wanted this because it was mentioned in the Young Ones in the episode Nasty, where they get a videotape, where they get a VHS player, and this is the video they put in. We've got a video Nasty. This I often liken to Adrian Edmondson by people when I put on, people's glasses and so on. But plus, I just think they think I'm. What do they think I am? If they think I'm like Vivian from the Young Ones and Eddie from Bottom, says a lot, really. Says a lot about me, really. But that is so cool to see, and 94.31 for that is not bad at all. That is very cool. It's not even posters come with it. That's really nice. So it's got the Atlantic's big box tape. Let's have a look at the tape. Tape's looking in good condition. Is that some mould? Can't really tell if that's light or a touch of mould. Definitely the original Atlantis box. Have a look at the description. Is that a poster with it, like an official one? Yeah, it comes with the original Atlantis case. Also contains a rare original trade mag poster which folds out to ABBA the Musical on the other side. Jesus, what a mix! Nightmare Maker and ABBA. Perfect. That is really cool. Love that. That is really cool. And a great place to end this episode. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of thing. I talk about other things other than just VHS and VHS culture. I talk about comics, games, movies, the writing life, because I write things, as if I haven't mentioned already, action figures and all kinds of other stuff, and go to like fun events and stuff whenever I can. But yes, this is what I do a lot of the time. So look out for new VHS Ain't My Brain books. One this year, along with the omnibus edition of 1 and 2. There'll be another VHS Ain't My Brain book this year, and 2 more in 2026. These are spin-offs themed around specific things, so that's going to be an entertaining thing to check out. And I will see you next time on the next episode of Planet Hex.